I'm martial arts teacher Ruben Salorio. This is martial arts teacher Lorenzo Williams, and we're from Warrior Within Martial Arts. Go ahead, Lorenzo.
All right, what we're going to be showing today is what's known as tactical combat or otherwise survival combat. Because there is a difference between survival combat and tactical combat. The difference in being, self-defense is most of the time is you've been trained for a pre-recorded situation. So I'm not saying that other martial arts don't work. Every single martial art works, but it's just a matter of learning how to adapt. A lot of times people are trained in a pretty good, self-defense. They're really trained in their martial arts style, but they're not trained for any kind of situation that could occur. So what we teach is how actually to be trained for any kind of situation because most of the time when a fight starts or if you're attacked, it's chaos. You don't really have time to think. Now, one thing, if you don't have time to think, a good example is no matter what, if you don't have time to think, just start punching. You can never make a mistake with just throwing straight punches. If you can't think, what I do I elbow? Do I kick? Do I throw a knee? Just start overlapping your punches. Because eventually they'll probably run into one or two of them and it'll give you some time to back up and it'll give you some time to think about what to do.
And it'll create space by pushing them away.
Yeah, and also through this video, we're also going to be teaching how to use knives as well. Like here I have a straight blade. So I get close to the camera. And also a karambit. So we'll also be doing, we also teach weapons training. A lot of times it's most of what's here for modern day. A lot of people, they'll use knives, they'll use maybe baseball bats. It's also how to counter that, how to strike, and how to use a knife as well.
Yeah, we get a lot of questions. What separates us from going to the most popular or most crowded martial arts schools? Is we teach you more realistic fighting styles or self-defense tactics, and
Okay. Yeah, because most of the time, a situation or where you're sitting at might not be in your favor. Like if he threatens me, he says anything, I'm gonna kick your butt, right then and there, and he's already coming after you. A hand-to-hand situation has started. So that's at the moment where you should put your hands up and you should get ready to defend yourself. As soon as they strike, you're at the ready. And as you can see, as soon as he strike, I've already interlocked my hands within his fist. So already his hand is trapped. So from there, I can just do whatever I want. I can elbow, I can throw combinations and back off also. But it's about not being trained for a pre-recorded situation because he might not threaten me. He might just come behind me, he might just hit me in the head. Or somebody might get you on the ground. You might be leaning against a wall. If anybody's in a bar, because not everybody doesn't drink. Some people there in bars, somebody might hit you upside the head with a bottle. Or you could just be sitting down. It's like, how do you throw a combination from a sitting position where they're at an advantage, you're at a disadvantage? So that's what we're actually teaching here. Is it's known as survival tactical combat, how to fight and adapt to any kind of different scenario that's going to happen.
and we also teach in different martial arts styles. We're not just teaching you one to make you think, oh, okay, well, you can make this work. Because majority of the time, the reason why people fail in a fight is because they're taught a style that they feel like that isn't natural to them, and that's what we give you is a natural fighting style that fits you. We teach fitness as well, so that way during fighting or any sort of dangerous situation, you could actually fend off against your attacker.
Now, before we start the examples, also another big thing is learning how to be the predator and not the victim. A lot of times people are attacked and they freeze up, and that's what's known as becoming a victim. Because then at that point, you're a victim to the crime or you're a victim to the attack. You have to learn how to be the predator. So when somebody attacks, instead of taking a step backwards, you take a step forward to let them know that you're not afraid. And it's also the mentality of how to use a knife, because even if you learn how to use it, if you freeze up, it's just a tool from there. Because a knife is what's known as an intimate or passion killing, because I'm very close to him compared to having a gun. Do you have what it takes if you have to use this knife to save your life or to save somebody else's? And it's also, like I said, learning how to use it, how to actually wield a knife, how to flip it around, learning how to strike with the knife as well. And also weather and what compensates for that. Like right now, it's pretty quick for me to pull this blade out, but I'm still cold. So my hands might be shaking while I have the blade. What's the weather? How fast it takes? Like this right here takes a 3-second deployment. If they already have their knife deployed, you have to get them off of this armor from their knife before you can pull this out. And this is just, as you see, about 3 seconds for that, 3 to 2 seconds. That's what I had to be able to pull this knife out and defend myself. All right, so stay tuned for the next video. Thank you very much.